Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. We just see a consolidation in the region that we discussed already in the earlier video. It could become an Elliott wave triangle. We've got a similar situation on the Bitcoin chart. Wave 4 can without a problem be an Elliott wave triangle. We did already reach here this support area, so we don't really need to get into this anymore. We've already come into it. The Elliott wave triangle is an option specifically for a wave 4, and it would suggest, as long as the triangle holds, that this is going to break out to the upside in at least, I'm saying at least, one more high in a fifth wave. This view is valid as long as we're holding the $20.60 level. So this is the relevant support for a wave 4 based on the current wave count. In an Elliott wave triangle, I think we have enough waves. Let me just double check that. So an Elliott wave triangle consists of 5 waves. They're called A, each of them is corrective, yeah? B, C, D, E. And typically, at least in most cases, it is a contracting triangle. There are other triangles as well, like a so-called barrier triangle, which is basically an ascending triangle, for example, or a descending triangle. But in this case, it looks pretty clearly like a symmetric, no, not symmetric, well, yeah, a contracting triangle, okay? So a typical ABCDE triangle. Now, this has now reached a point where it could break out to the upside at any moment. Condition for that, everybody listen, condition for that, we must hold the C wave low. If we break below $22, then this triangle is broken and it's not a triangle anymore. If it goes as it would normally do based on this count, so basically as anticipated, it would now break to the upside, but we need evidence for that, because a triangle, you can assume a breakout, but that doesn't really help because nobody knows the future. But the signal for the breakout, or first indication, would be a move above the D wave. That's at 23.88. And then the B wave high breakout would be the confirmation. That's basically at $25. And then we can push higher in at least one more high. I'm saying at least one more high because this doesn't need to be finished up there. It doesn't need to. There is also another count available where we can stretch out much further to the upside. And the point has to be, I will always adjust the support levels, which means as long as we're holding these critical support levels, we can move higher. At the moment, we had 3 support. So far, we had 3 support levels, 3 entry areas, long entry areas on the chart. Here, here, here. In any of these was profitable. Okay, so it's currently working out nicely, and I'm looking for another high as long as this area is holding. So we should not drop, or we must not drop below 2050. If we do, this pattern will probably break down, and we can anticipate lower prices sort of in this region here, probably around the previous wave 2 low or the wave 4 low around $15-16. If we break out from here, it would be another 5 wave move in the wave 5. It looked earlier a little bit like an overshooting B wave here, but I think this is getting really a triangle. Now, again, if we break below the C wave low, then we have the situation that we actually have an A, B, and the C wave down. So not a triangle, but an actual ABC correction. But that will only be valid as long if we drop below the C wave low. So against the C wave low, we could focus on higher now. At least one more high. What would be the target? With a target like this, I have to take I have to measure the length of the third wave, and then I have to go to the end of the fourth. Now I have no confirmed end of the fourth, but I now assume, let's just assume the low is in, and it would be here the wave E low at around 2240. Then the target range would be between 2751 and 3066. That's sort of an ideal target range. It's sort of the minimum you would expect, at least 2751. But yeah, and what happens if we massively overshoot this target range, which can also happen? Then we have to adjust the count. The count would then be as follows. I would have to assume that this was a 5 wave move, so a wave 1, 2, that this was actually a 1-2 setup, and then here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a larger wave 3. So this could push much higher. Then we get a 4 and another 5. So that would be a possibility as well, and we can focus on this as long as these support levels are holding, yeah. But what I can tell you, based on this count, after the next high, we have 5 waves complete. Theoretically, we already have 5 waves complete. The thing is just that this sideways consolidation currently suggests that we will get at least one more high. Looking at some of the indicators, looking at the daily chart, for example, we can see that we are in the overbought range. Now, if it's a strong trend, those overbought, someone commented, the misconception always is that if you have an asset in the overbought range, it means it will come down immediately, which is of course not the case. Yeah, if you trade purely based on that, you will make losses very quickly. It means purely that it's in a strong uptrend. Especially in a strong trend, those indicators can stay in the overbought ranges for quite a while. Yeah, as you can see here, for example, yeah. It was in October. That took a couple of months until we got out of the overbought range. So they can hold that for a while. And to be honest, the price can still go up even when the indicator is going down already. So that's the bearish divergence yet. At the moment, I don't see any bearish divergence on the daily time frame, which would indicate at the moment it's continuing. Also, the 4-hour chart doesn't give us any bearish divergence. So at the moment, you would expect this continues, maybe even more than just one more high, okay? But nobody knows the future. I can only see, talk about what I see in the charts here. But yeah, that's sort of my view about Solana at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.